I'm picking green beans today. So I came out here to pick some green beans for dinner, and I realized I had a lot more than just for one dinner or even two dinners. And that was the bush beans. So our pull beans have been starting on beans. We have some that are big enough to pick, some that aren't. So I'm going to pick those today too. So hopefully I have enough to can tonight. So some of them can be picked, but then some of them aren't ready yet. And we planted these beans from seed, and last year we saved seed. So this was saved seed from last year. Actually saved seed from 2 years ago. And last year they were more like round. This year they're more like flat. So I don't know what's going on there. But lots of beans. This bean hedge is loaded. So this is the amount of green beans I picked today. Definitely not enough to can, but still a good amount. So I thought it would be fun if I showed you what I made with these over the next couple of days. I do have laundry running in the background. If you're wondering what that noise is, it's that. So today I'm going to make a roasted garlic Parmesan green bean. So it doesn't even look like I made a dent in the pile, but that is going to be enough for us tonight. I'm actually adding broccoli to this too, since our broccoli is doing well and I had to pick 3 heads of it today. So the sauce for this is going to be a 1/2 cup of lard. I don't even know if that's a 1/2 cup or not, but that's the amount that it's getting. It called for a 1/2 cup of butter, but I'm using lard. Garlic, salt and pepper to taste, and the Parmesan cheese is salty, so we don't want to use too much salt. Hopefully this doesn't just pour out all crazy, because it does. I said a teaspoon of Italian blend seasoning. I'm going with that much. And then 3/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. I just have this little 3-ounce bottle, so that's what I'm using. I'm gonna mix it all up. I feel like it needs more liquid. Definitely needs more liquid. So I'm gonna add this coconut oil. It's what was sitting by my stove to cook with. And I'm gonna, oh gosh. I wonder if I reread the directions, if I was just supposed to mix the lard and the seasonings together and then just sprinkle the cheese on top. Just mix them around. Just so they're all covered. Then I'm going to put them on this baking sheet. They're going to cook at 400 for 30 minutes. And I'm lifting them out of the sauce instead of pouring it all on there, because I want to use the same mixture for my broccoli that I'm making on the other half of this pan. So this is what it looks like. Now it just needs to go in the oven. This is what it looks like coming out of the oven. Probably could have roasted a little bit longer, but we're ready to eat and we didn't want to wait any longer. All right, time for a taste test. Needs more salt. Other than that, pretty good. All right, day number 2 of the green beans. These are going to be like a honey garlic green bean. First, I'm going to put them in my cast iron with a little bit of water and a lid to cook them a little bit. I did work a 12-hour shift at work today with a 45-minute commute each way, but you know, we still got to eat. So here we go. So it calls for pepper, salt. This is Redmond's salt, so it's like pink, has a bunch of different like minerals in it, and garlic, and then honey. So this is our garlic. I'm just gonna chop it up. We like garlic, so I don't have to make it super tiny, because if I get like a big chunk of garlic, it's fine. So there's the garlic. So for the honey part of this, I'm using this. This is called honey garlic. It's a fermented garlic honey mixture. So I made this July 12th. Today is August 20th. Think about it for a minute. And this garlic is garlic we grew. It is honey from a friend, local beekeeper. And we just put the garlic in here, and then you have to burp it. It gets gassy. You gotta shake it around, and then as more time goes on, it gets like super liquidy. So we'll be using this. I'm gonna put some garlic and some honey in this recipe too. So these have only been cooking like 5 minutes, but they're fork tender. And I don't like my vegetables overcooked, so I'm turning them off. And then, oh gosh. I don't even need wind to knock over my tripod. I just knocked it over myself. Then I'm gonna take this over to my sink and drain the water. I'm gonna turn my heat back on. I want it on low. This is a new recipe. Have not made this before. Throwing that out. Add my garlic. And it's just salt and pepper to taste. This Redmond's doesn't have any caking agents in it, so it gets a little clumpy. If you haven't cooked with cast iron before, the handles get hot, so I always have a little pot holder to hang on to. Just gonna mix this around, make sure everything's coated, and then just pour that right in, and then I'm gonna mix this around and I'll let it cook down a little bit. And these garlics, oh, they're still kind of hard. I was expecting them to be softer. They haven't broke down that much. Like, I'll let that jar sit on my counter until it's gone. Which I think I'm gonna make another jar. I have 2 jars right now, and I think I'm gonna make a third because we really like it. I'm hoping it's gonna like thicken up. There was no water in this pan before I poured the honey garlic in. Alright, so it cooked for like another 10 minutes after that. It is still kind of like watery. I don't know if I kept cooking it, if it would like cook down. But it's not like the nice thick honey sauce that I was hoping for. And that's probably because I used honey garlic instead of just straight honey. Like I said, new recipe. I don't want to cook my beans any longer. They're already pretty cooked. But now it's time for the taste test. It's really hot. And so even though it was kind of watery, it's still really good. It has lots of good sweet flavor. The garlic's there. I guess I probably could have cut up more garlic to put in there. But it's really good. Look at that. Oh, it just dripped on my floor. Hot. So that's what it looks like with the fermented garlic on it. Both of these are homegrown. That's really good. That was night 2. All right, it is the last night of green beans. It is also day 3. This is going to be it for them this time, and I'm going to make a green bean casserole. I really was going to try all new recipes, but I love green bean casserole, so I just decided to make it. We're supposed to use a can of cream of mushroom. We don't have any. We just have cream of chicken, so I'm just going to use that. We also don't have any of the like French's crispy onions, so I'm not going to have that either. So a can of the soup, a can of the milk. This is whole milk. Pepper and garlic. I don't want to add salt because I know that a soup is already probably pretty salty. Sometimes I do add like a can of mushrooms to this. I'm not today. And then a splash of soy sauce. I use less sodium soy sauce. Soy sauce can be really salty also. And then I'm just going to whisk this together. And because I don't have any of the crispy onions, I'm just going to put in a little handful of our onions. You're doing the crispy onions, like a couple handfuls in here now, and then you would bake it for a little bit, pull them out, and then put them across the top. I'm not doing that step, so I'm just going to cook this in the oven for 40 minutes, and it should be done. It's going to go at 350 for 40 minutes. All right, this is what it looks like coming out of the oven. Actually, it's been like 20 minutes. I let it sit and cool. And then you want it to like firm up so it's not so jiggly before you get into it. All right, it is taste test time. It is still pretty juicy. And it looks like it is very hot. I don't know if you can see it steaming on camera, but it is steaming. So the recipe I used was for like canned green beans, and I used fresh green beans, so maybe I should have like blanched these first or cooked them longer. It is still really good. They're just a little crunchy. Might put them back in the oven for a little bit longer. So this is going to be it for this video. This was green beans 3 different ways. I don't know if I have a favorite. Green bean casserole is just my favorite anyways, and green beans are one of my favorite vegetables. So it's really hard to pick. For the honey one, I think next time I wouldn't use a fermented honey. I would use like a honey that is not fermented or not watery, because then I think it would have like a better end result of cooking down and being more like sticky. The Parmesan one's really good. The green bean casserole, I really wish I would have planned ahead and had mushroom soup. I just really thought I had it already. Overall, all delicious. Love green beans. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this video or if you want to see more of this kind of video down in the comments. And I will see you later. Bye.